For me, I think that for a mother to publicly beat her child like that, with so many people watching, it says something about her, and for people to just watch and not say anything about it, not take a stand, it tells me something about our society, that we are too complacent. We are not taking care of our children.
People are saying, oh, that's how she disciplines her child, that's the mother, the child has problems, but where did she learn this from? And that's what we should be asking the question. When you listen and you watch the video, the type of language she was using on her child, and then you wonder why the child responded to her in that manner. You know, we really, really need to take a look at how we choose to parent our children.
To be quite honest, the whole situation is appalling for me, and I think the main thing is that people need to step away from this it's primitive behavior to me, and I think people need to get the mentality out of their head that embarrassing people in public or using violence to solve problems is not the answer. And I think another situation that comes to question now is the fact that people, you know, you hear older folks saying young people do this and young people do that, but a lot of times the bad aspects of the culture start at home, or they start within the community, because older people are allowing it to happen. So it trickles down into the younger people.
It looks bad on our society, especially the fact that it was on the internet. You know, everyone will think that, okay, it's okay to beat your child and no one did anything. That was the worst part. No one did anything to, you know, try to stop the mother, say stop it, or the police. If it was two adults, the police would have been called, and you know, it looked really bad on our society.
I'm thinking that it's showing us that we really need to change our idea on corporate punishment. It's becoming too accepted. We need to come up with different ways to discipline our children. Because as a society change, I have actually heard children saying that lashes wear off. It doesn't do them anything. So I'm thinking maybe we could come up with better and more strategic ways of punish these children, such as take away the cell phones or the computers, because these are the things that that our children love. These are the things that we are into with our generation. Maybe it worked in the past, but it's not working now.
I think the major part of it is the lack of communication among us, really, because what happens is our parents turn to corporal punishment as a means to discipline us. And having grown up here and seen other children being beaten for frivolous things, things that their parents could have said, you know, well, don't do that, or something other than, you know, lashing the child. I think we could encourage communication.
For me, it took me back to something that I learned student history as a student in secondary school, and it was very reminiscent of seeing a slave master beat a man, a woman, a child when they had done something wrong, and seeing their relatives watch powerlessly. And I feel that spoke to the desensitization and the feeling of lack of power by people in our society.
I think it speaks to progress and progression. I think that methods of punishment like that are a bit archaic. I'm not anti-corporal punishment, but I do think that there's a limit. And when I watched the video, I didn't get the impression that it was a mother punishing her child. I felt more like it was a fight between two people or something like that. And what was even more appalling was to see the people standing by the side of the road watching it. I saw a car drive past and it stopped, and I couldn't believe that people would just watch this going on without intervening or anything like that. It was quite ridiculous.
People might react in different ways when they're fueled by different emotions. Some people may know how to correct their children properly. Some people may be driven by anger and end up hurting a child rather than correcting them. So I think people need to pay more attention to correcting the child, explaining to them what is wrong, teaching them from early, what they're supposed to do.
I think that people don't know that it's wrong, and I think that's the problem. I think that people still beating the children in the same way how people stood and watched it. I think it's because they don't know. So I think that we need to go into schools, go into communities, just get the word out there that this is bad, this is wrong, and help people to understand what are other options for dealing with situations like that.
Not just educating the children, but the parents as well, because they do educate children on how to behave, what is nice, what is expected in society. But these children are raised by their parents. So even if the school has this level of influence, their parents is their guardian. So you need to tell these parents, this is how you should react. This is like I was saying before. Explain to children, sit down with them, talk to them. Rather than sending the spirit of fear, be a guide to them and to help them. If we can get that message out to the adults in society and to children as well for when they grow up, I think it would be a lot better.